Well guys, it's 2024 and I'm pretty sure you guys all heard the news already, or probably already knew it by now, but no more Renegades. As of 2024, no more Jeep Renegades, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. You're asking yourself probably, why did the Renegade get discontinued? What's going to take its spot? What does that mean for the future? Well, a lot of questions being asked, not a lot of answers. I'm going to try to answer some of these questions for you guys. So before we do that, let's go back inside. We'll do it there. See you there. Back in 2008, the Jeep Renegade was first brought up as a concept in the North America International Auto Show. It was brought out. It was 100% different than what the Renegade we have now. Back then, that Renegade, it was meant to be a two-seater. It was also meant to be electric diesel. It was going to have a BlueTech diesel engine along with two electric engines. It was also going to have some good four-wheel drive system. The idea was the two electric engines to work two sides of the four-wheel drive. It was going to give you a total of 110 miles per gallon with both of them combined. It was also going to have waterproof interior, so you could actually car wash the inside of the car if you really wanted to. And it even had a drain plug on the side. This Renegade concept is crazy to think about what could have been the Renegade to what we know it to be now. So the Renegade was actually made first in 2014. It was showcased in a show in March of that year, and by the end of August of 2014, it was in production. The Renegade was the first Jeep to be produced outside of the United States. In Milfi, Italy, the Jeep Renegade is actually based off the Fiat 500X and the Fiat 500L. A lot of people out there argue that the Jeep Renegade is a Fiat. Not quite. It is made in the same facility in Italy where they make the Fiats, but doesn't make it a Fiat. They are similar vehicles, but they're not the same thing. 2023 was the last year the Jeep Renegade was going to be produced in the United States. The Jeep Renegade will continue in Europe. They haven't shown quite what the changes are going to be for the 2024 model in Europe, but they're going to have some slight changes. In 2023, they also discontinued the sport version of the Jeep Renegade. Jeep was not getting as much sales with the Renegade as they had in the past, so they got rid of the sport model and kept the Latitude, Limited, and Trailhawk models. In the time span that the Renegade had been out, there has been a little bit of changes. When it first came out to about 2018, the Renegade looked the same overall. It never really changed its looks, appearance very much. 2019 to 2023, that's when the change happened, slightly. It still looked like the Jeep Renegade we all knew. It got a bit of a face change. The bottom fog lights had a bit more of a vertical look to it. The tail lights were probably the biggest difference. My opinion, I liked the original tail lights than the newer ones. The newer ones just looked a little goofy. Besides the looks, internally, there wasn't a whole lot of changes. So there was a lot of customization with Renegades, as we all know. Not all of Renegades were the same. You could do a lot with them. And that's one of the things that I personally liked about the Renegade. Why do I think they got rid of the Jeep Renegade? Here in the United States, we prefer bigger SUVs and mid-size sedans. The Renegade was considered too small and subcompact, and it was not gonna work here anymore. That's why the Renegade got discontinued here, but over in Europe, they love that kind of stuff, so they kept it over there. I would not be surprised if Jeep decides to bring the Avenger down here to the United States. It is a little bit on the small side like the Renegade was. I would not be surprised if we do see it here in the United States in the future, or something along those lines. Who knows, maybe we'll get the Renegade back, but it'll be full electric. In the time that I've owned the Renegade, I've found out how much of a gathering the Renegade gets. If you get on Facebook and go to the group section and type in Jeep Renegade, you get to see how many different Jeep Renegade groups there are out there. And there's so many you can choose from. I am a member of a few of them. You get to see all the different things people have done to the Renegades, since the Renegades are so customizable. And throughout the years of the production of the Jeep Renegade, they have made a slew of different colors that have been really sweet, unique. It amazes me how many different colors they made for the Jeep Renegade. You see a lot of the common ones, orange, white, blue, but they also have made some really unique colors. One of my favorites is Bikini Blue. Bikini Blue is one of the ones that I really like. The Bikini Blue Renegade came out after I had already gotten my Renegade, but I was still a really big fan of the Hyper Green. Hyper Green is a really sweet color, and it's really kind of my style. The green-black combo is definitely my favorite thing. One of the cool things that happened to the Renegade is it got featured in the Dawn of Justice Batman vs Superman movie And they even came out with a Dawn of Justice Jeep Renegade for 2016. It was a limited edition. It was black on black basically. And you could even get the Dawn of Justice emblem for it, which I thought looked super cool. But I thought that was really cool that that was introduced into the movie and then they decided to go with it. If you were the kind of person that didn't want to commit to a bigger Jeep like a Wrangler, Gladiator, anything along those lines, even the Wagoneers nowadays, having something small that's four-wheel drive is perfect for somebody that didn't want to have such a bigger, broad vehicle. They definitely took some risks going with a smaller 4x4 when they first came out. I personally like the fact that the Renegade's smaller, it's four-wheel drive. If you're someone that doesn't care about having a big size, then something like the Renegade's perfect for you, especially if you live out in the Midwest where you get a lot of snow. I say that because in this current situation for me, it's been snowing a lot this week. We've been getting a lot of snow, but my Renegade has been able to fight through the whole thing. I'm proud of that. I'm glad that the Renegade does what it's supposed to do, and the four-wheel drive system is pretty dang great in this car. I believe that the used market for the Renegades will probably stay around the lower side. I don't think they'll ever shoot up now that they're gonna be gone. Looking at these sale numbers, they did pretty well at first, but you could definitely tell towards the end of their run, they were getting bought less and less when they had really low sales versus when they had some higher sales. Throughout the years of the Renegade being around, I think the main issue that ever came out was the oil consumption recall. Some people didn't have that issue, some people say they did. I got that letter, I took it into the dealer, I don't know, like an hour or so later, everything was good. After all that said and done, guys, I know it's sad to see the Renegade be pulled out of production, no longer gonna be making them here, but you know, it is what it is. Just because they're gonna stop making them doesn't mean we're gonna stop seeing them on the street. I'm gonna see them every day. I'm still gonna be making Renegade videos, so you don't have to worry about that. And with that, guys, we say goodbye to the Jeep Renegade era, and we say hello to the up and coming new era, and I'm kind of excited to see what comes next. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.